Welcome to the Jill on Money Coronavirus Market Update. We are recording, it's Monday morning, 10:20 Eastern Time. As I speak to you, the markets are trading a little bit lower, but whatever, let's forget about the markets. Not a lot of economic news, which is why Mark and I decided we would try to bang out more of your questions as early as possible. Also, duly noted that I'm just in better shape early in the morning versus later in the afternoon. Let's be honest. So let's remind you that if you'd like to reach us, you just send an email. Ask Jill at jillonmoney.com. Ask Jill at jillonmoney.com. And if you're on the website, which is called jillonmoney.com, don't forget we've got a contact button in the upper right-hand corner. It's very easy. Okay, so Jeff writes, I'm curious if you could shed light or opinion on my children's accounts. These are Kids 529 and UTMA accounts. Okay, so there's a 529 account through Vanguard. They live in California, and an UTMA account. And Jeff says, I put in $100 a month into each account, $400 per month total. I plan on using the 529 for college, and I set up the UTMA account for extra college funding, first car purchase, wedding gift, oh boy, home down payment, my gosh. The UTMAs, they are 100% invested in Vanguard Total Stock Market Index. Their 529s are 50% 500 index, 50% total international index. I know Jill will say, take care of your retirement first, which I've done. Okay, good. Maxes out 401k and a Roth. I also have a taxable brokerage account. I have a $350,000 mortgage and currently paid the minimum only because Jill keeps repeating to do so. Do you like the method which I'm saving for my kids' future? Do you recommend I put more in the 529 and less in the UTMA or vice versa? I know Mark is a new dad. What does he do himself? I figure start early so the money has time to grow. Okay, here's what Mark does. Mark puts money into a 529 account, but Mark, there is no UTMA account, right? Mark says he's got no interest in that, and neither does the mother of his child. All they're doing is maxing out their 529 account singular. I think it's fine. I would much prefer using the 529. It's just got better tax treatment. I don't know. Unless I actually do the whole retirement planning scenario for you, I don't know whether or not you're in good shape. Use the 529. It's just so awesome, and the tax savings are amazing. Okay, let's see. This is from Amy, who says, I understand FDIC insures bank accounts up to $250,000. As I have most of my investments in Fidelity, I exceed this amount by sixfold. My financial planner says that because I have the investment in different funds, the money would be insured. However, their website still says $250,000. I have others recommending I spread the money across many different accounts to maximize protection. Thoughts on this? Of course, I'd much rather have everything in one place. It's much easier. Amy, keep your money where it is. If you have a money market that has more than 250,000, I think that yes, there is some risk, but investments are never protected. And I just think this is so way out there in terms of a possibility. The financial system's fine. Don't do anything. Keep it where it is. I think you're overestimating the severity of damage in financial institutions. And just a reminder, Fidelity is a private company. Its failure is basically, I can't say it's zero, but it's just above zero. Okay. This is from Hope, whose name is probably a good thing to keep in mind. Hope. Okay. Hope says, we're worried about the coronavirus and how it'll affect state pensions and Social Security. My husband and I are teachers in Alaska. We'll be 64 this year. We're uncertain if schools will be allowed to reconvene, so furloughs may be in the future. Do you have any advice on if one of us should retire this year to assume we have an income coming? Will states be able to fund pensions after this pandemic? Our future is so unstable, we're looking for advice. We own real estate in 2 different states. We have pensions waiting in 2 states and Social Security. We own a commercial fishing boat business, our savings down to 50 grand. Okay, here's the advice. If you go out and claim your pension right now, you're probably in better shape than the younger folks. Most pension problems will occur for those who are younger and still working. I don't think you're going to have a problem. And I certainly would not worry about Social Security. So take a deep cleansing breath. Mike writes, question, subject is, should I rebalance? Mike says, one of my portfolios is always out of balance. I have 3 others, but I can't touch these until I retire. I'm 32. I don't plan on cashing out the portfolio until it's over 7 figures, maybe another 10 years. I add $1,000 a month on average. It's 90% in VOO and 10% in, you ready for this? Tesla. So the VOO is an exchange traded fund, which is the S&P 500. I get that Tesla just screws up the balance. The question is is there any reason to sell it? I mean, look, you're going to have a huge tax liability. So if you want to keep it, that's fine. Maybe what you should try to do is put Tesla in its own account so that you don't have to worry about the rebalancing. And obviously, I don't know what you're rebalancing to, because you're 100% in stocks anyway. So I don't know if you need to really do much with this. If you think this is your speculative account, then don't worry about rebalancing it. The only reason to sell some of the Tesla is to take the tax hit and then essentially to pay the tax that's due and move on. Well, no, let's not make it too crazy. By the way, if you'd like, one other idea is if you're charitably inclined, you can give away some of that Tesla stock to a charity, because then you'll be able to take a charitable contribution if you're itemizing your tax return, and you'll be able to give away that money and not take a tax hit. Fred writes, I have an unsecured loan of $14,000. House tax is coming up $4,400. I'm not going to have it. I've got Wells Fargo credit cards that total $1,800, another $3,400 on another card at 10%. What do I not pay? Don't pay any of it. So, Fred, I need to know more about what else you have. But the first thing you should do is let everybody know that you're not paying that. And are you impacted by the virus or not? Is this just, bad timing in general? Or if you're impacted by the virus, tell them you're impacted. Put them on notice, but I need more information. All right, that's it for today. Wow, that's a good group of questions. If you have a financial question, please do not hesitate. Send us an email. Ask Jill at jillonmoney.com. Ask Jill at jillonmoney.com. Hey, Mark, you know what I forgot to tell you that I made over the weekend? I did a Middle Eastern big dinner on Sunday night where homemade everything, homemade hummus, homemade baba ganoush. It was good. It was pretty darn good. And my homemade tzatziki sauce. So I did pretty well. What are you guys cooking? Oh, Mark did chicken parm, and he's telling me that just to make me feel bad. But okay, fine. Thanks. If I were in the city, I would somehow meet you in the middle of the city and get my little portion of your chicken parm, and then obviously eggplant parm whenever you made it next. Anyway, thank you all for listening. We are always so grateful that you do so. You know what would be really helpful is if for some reason you're poking around, you got a little time, just leave us a rating or a review at Apple. Pass this along to some of your friends. We want to expand our listenership as much as possible during these times. Just figure out where it makes most sense for them to download. Maybe that is, on Apple or Spotify or Stitcher or radio.com, Google Play, anywhere else you find your favorite podcast, wherever you're listening to this. But help us expand the pool. Remember to continue to please social distance. Please wash your hands. Wear those masks outside. Don't forget, go out and lift someone up today. Thanks so much for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.